this is Manin Rabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatupula. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Vinaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Pearl Resort and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic hit music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, I'm Akosita Tale and this is FBC News. Tonight, summer upsets Fiji at Singapore Sevens. Rain to affect the Fiji group until Monday. And Tavua residents concerned with continuous rain. Tropical Depression 17F continues to affect the country with heavy rain in most parts. The Nandi Weather Office says the depression is expected to affect the country until Monday. Tropical Depression 17F was located at about 310 kilometers northwest of Nandi at midday today. It is moving southeast at 15 kilometers per hour towards the group. At this stage, TD17F has a low chance to develop into a tropical cyclone over the Fiji waters. A flood warning remains in force for the low-lying areas adjacent to Rakiraki River and low-lying areas including Nangoro Flat, Rakiraki Town and Galau. A flood alert remains in force for all small streams, creeks and low-lying areas adjacent to major rivers for the whole of Fiji Group. Heavy rain from last night and today has caused flooding in the low-lying areas of Lambasa. With Tropical Depression 17F moving towards the Fiji Group, Vanua Levu is projected to receive more rain. Eleanor Turangaviu with this report.
Low-lying flood-prone areas around Lambasa have been underwater since it started raining early Friday morning. Today, this is the scene in most flatlands and crossings.
This place, when it's flooded, it's very difficult to go anywhere. Buses or even vehicles cannot go up to the village. Part of this bridge is washed out. We had to carry our produce for the market across the bridge this morning.
The Weather Office in Nandi has also issued a flood alert for small streams, creeks and low-lying areas adjacent to major rivers in Vunulevu. This is the crossing at Wunibau village in Lambasa, a place that's always subjected to flooding during heavy rain. And with more rain projected from tonight until tomorrow, water level will surely rise. Those living in the low-lying and flood-prone areas are urged to move to higher grounds as more rain is expected.
We've completed some of our rounds of inspection, so we've seen some of the crossings have been flooded underwater. So with the rain this afternoon, we'll be expecting more flooding in the low-lying area.
At this stage, Tropical Depression 17F has a low chance of developing into a tropical cyclone over the Fiji waters, but it is bringing with it active rain bands. The rain is expected to ease by Monday. Eleanor Turangaviu, FBC News.
The torrential downpour in the last week has been a cause for concern for those living in low-lying areas in Tavua, as they had to run for higher grounds twice to escape rising flood waters. This week, the villagers are picking up the pieces and quietly hoping that the adverse weather conditions experienced in the last few months never returns. Madhumbole Tamana with this report.
As if the challenges in the aftermath of Tropical Cyclone Winston wasn't bad enough, the flooding last week as a result of the torrential downpour even made things worse for the villagers of Corvo in Tavua. Today, women and menfolk are back trying to piece their lives together after having to run to high ground twice last week.
Some people ran to the village hall, others to the church, while the rest left their houses to stay with other families in their house.
In the aftermath of the flood, water supply in the village continues to be a real challenge. Kabua says they are hoping authorities will look to their plight with favor.
Now we are using water from the well and creeks for washing.
Meanwhile, numerous assistance from government and non-government organizations have been rolling out to affected areas in the division to help people back on their feet. Matthew Bolaitamana, FBC News.
Coming up in sports, Samoans upset Fiji in Singapore. And more Liesta and Iosef for Verevo Scoop Top Awards. That and more coming up.
Kolvina, guado Saulogi, Jubini Tavua, Lutaltina Valley, na Bull FM, no mando na se.
Bula, narango ulemila, o ngongai nandi, ando talitak na barong na Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Bula, nango pene lo toka, do talitak na barong na Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Nimbula, narango o anawaite webata, ena kasi, ando barong na Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Welcome back. This is FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji 7 side lost its first match against Samoa 28-14 at the Singapore tournament. The Samoans shut out Fiji in the match, outscoring the Ben Ryan coach side 4-2. Fiji will now face Portugal at 7:33 p.m. before meeting England at 11:26 p.m. You can watch the live coverage of the Singapore Sevens on FBC TV and catch live commentaries of Fiji's matches on Radio Fiji 1 and Bula FM. The organizers of the inaugural Super Rugby match between the Chiefs and the Crusaders to be held here in Fiji are impressed with how things are shaping up, and they have taken the first step with tickets going on sale from Monday. Vashnil Prasad with the details.
We've been doing all the final planning around the event and launch of ticket sales coming up this Monday AM, 12 noon on Monday. Is going to be in to win a draw for a signed Chiefs shirt, or Chiefs jersey, or Crusaders jersey.
Meanwhile, in the Super Rugby competition, the Crusaders beat the Jaguars 32-15. The Blues host the Sharks, while the Waratahs play the Brumbies later tonight. The Telecom Fijiana side will hope to improve on their performance during the Canada Sevens, which starts tomorrow.
I think that we're stronger for it, and we've certainly learned from that improvement. So learned from the mistakes of last weekend. So all I'm asking the girls for this week is to improve, to take a step forward, and ideally we want to be hitting semi-finals, and that's the aim for the girls. This trip is to hit semi-final. We've got one more opportunity to do that this weekend.
Meanwhile, Fiji is pooled with New Zealand, USA, and Spain. It will be an all-Army final at the Fiji Bitanawaka Sevens, currently underway at Nandi's Prince Charles Park. Army Red upset last year's winners Wardens Gold 14-12 in the first semi-final, while Army Green edged Westfield Dragons 10-5 in the second semi-final. The final will be played later this hour in Nandi, and you can catch the live commentary of the match on Radio Fiji 1. 16-year-old Special Olympics athlete Molly Esther defied all odds and took out the Sportswoman of the Year awards at the 2015 Fiji Sports Awards in Suva last night. Esther won gold in the 100 meters and javelin events and silver in the 4x100 meters event at last year's Special Olympic World Games in USA. Special Olympics also took out the Administrator of the Year award, with Bishwanadan Sidal receiving the honors. Fiji Under-23 and Rewa football marksman Iosefo Verevo took out the Sportsman of the Year award. The night belonged to weightlifting, which took out 4 awards. The Prime Minister's special award went to Athletics Fiji. The Suva football side recorded a 3-1 win over New Caledonia's AES Lossie in the Oceania Football Confederation Champions League in New Zealand today. Both Suva and Nandi have bowed out of the competition, meaning only one team from Fiji will take part in the competition next year. Overcast conditions and periods of rain was experienced over the country today. Temperatures in all centers were in their high 20s. Lambasa and Nandi recorded 28 degrees, Savu 27, Ba 26, and Suva 25 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast: fresh to strong northeast to southeast winds with speeds of 40 to 55 kilometers per hour, gusting to 80 kilometers per hour. Winds becoming clockwise with an average speed of 55 kilometers per hour and gusts to 85 kilometers per hour from later today. rough to very rough seas, periods of rain, heavy at times, and few thunderstorms. An outlook for Monday, rain easing. And recapping the main stories, Tropical Depression 17F continues to affect the country with heavy rain in most parts. Heavy rain from last night and today has caused flooding in the low-lying areas of Lambasa, and Fiji loses first match at Singapore Sevens. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. And on to our poll question for this week, we are asking, are there too many fake online boutiques in operation? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizensize@fbc.com.fj or share with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. Good night.
मैं हूं रेहान खान कुरबो तालेबू के जैसे फेस्टिवल आई ग्रेट है कुरबो में उसी तरह मिर्ची एफएम नंबर 1 है कुरबो में
एलिन लटका में मिर्ची एफएम को लॉक कर दिया जाए मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट
हम नकाशी से साइमान है हमारा फेस्टिवल जैसे नंबर 1 है वैसे मिर्ची एफएम नंबर 1 है
माय नेम इज दिनेश हम नैनी में काम करता है स्लीपिंग जैंट जिपलाइन में और मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट आई लाइक इट
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट